Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my question is to the Premier. Premier, over the last 10 months, there have been 1,300 layoffs announced in my riding. 3 different major factories, including Siemens and Tilsonburg. What does the Premier have to say to all those people who say that they have lost their jobs because of your government's policies?
Minister of Economic Development and Growth.
For Economic Development and Growth.
Mr. Speaker, I mean, that's a foolish conclusion to come to when you look at what our policy has done to drive this economy forward. But let me first reach out and say something about those workers, both at Siemens.
Member from Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke, come to order. And a couple of others are close. Carry on.
Let me say a few words about those workers that are impacted, Mr. Speaker, from layoffs from time to time, such as the workers in Siemens. It's very unfortunate. That was a plant that was very valuable to that community. The plant came about because of the policies of this government, the clean energy policies, that made that plant happen and provided those very good jobs for a number of years. Unfortunately, Mr. Speaker, the types of turbines that were being built there are no longer utilized, and the market for those turbines had dried up. It's unfortunate. We will continue to work with those workers. Our hearts go out to them, and we'll continue to do everything we can to help them relocate.
Supplementary.
Thank you very much. And back to the Premier, Mr. Speaker. With all due respect to the Minister, the people who have lost their jobs want to hear from the Premier on this issue. The election is 9 months away, and I don't want to see any more layoffs in Oxford during that time. But our businesses say that with your government's policies, their choices are layoffs or close their doors. Yet your government continues to drive jobs out of Oxford and Ontario by increasing the cost of doing business and making it harder for our companies to compete. Premier, 1,300 jobs lost in Oxford alone should make it clear your policies are not working. Will you commit to change your approach and stop piling new costs and regulations on our business to save the jobs that we have left?
Thank you. Minister.
Mr. Speaker, as I said, our heart always goes out to workers who find themselves caught in the transition. From time to time, plants do close, and that's part of the transition in our economy. But, Mr. Speaker, the fact of the matter is there has not been a government in this country, and very few governments around the world, that are performing, that have an economy performing at the level ours is. We have the lowest unemployment rate, Mr. Speaker, in 16 years. Our policies have helped work with our business community to create 760,000 net new jobs, 96% of which are full-time. Mr. Speaker, we're leading the G7 in growth. This economy is going well, and for the member to suggest otherwise, Mr. Speaker, is absolutely doing a disservice to the hard-working business people in this province who are helping to drive this economy ahead. Mr. Speaker, we're going to continue to make those investments to ensure that our economy can continue to grow.
Thank you.